And when I look at Stern, yeah, I would assume he would still poke fun at it, make fun of it. Like, I understand that he's not going to be the same, I mean, for lack of a better word, racist that he once was in doing those kind of sketches. But when him and Artie were on is when I was industrial painter, and I would listen to them every morning and just be crying laughing. And even then it was like the right amount of edge. They were really playing to my generation at the time, and I was probably like 18, 19 years old. And that to me, there's not even a little bit of that left. And that's what I don't understand about Stern.
Yeah, the first time I countered Stern, I tweeted about this. He had this show on Channel 9, which was like a local news affiliate in New York City, and they filmed in Secaucus. And he had on Ebert and Roper. And I thought for some reason I'm like, I just stopped. I paused on the channel. Roger Ebert I thought was always smart and gave a good interview. Um, and I didn't know before the interview, but Ebert had a wife who was African American, and Stern is just asking him, do you ever play in bed that you're the slave master and she's your slave? And I'm a
Holy shit.
kid. This is on Channel 9. I couldn't believe, I've never heard anything like this. I'm like, how is this real? And
Yeah,
Ebert, to his credit, went with it. He's like, Howard, I know you're doing a bit, like whatever. He's like, I'm not. I'm
right.
just answer the question. And Ebert's like, I'm not going to talk about. He wasn't offended at all, and he knew
Yeah.
he's getting himself into. So that kind of gave Howard a little bit of cover. But cut to now, and he has Hillary Clinton on, and Hillary feels safe with him. And it's like, I can't think of any person who, like, the idea of Hillary Clinton sitting down with that Howard Stern, it would have been unthinkable.
Well, and even somebody like Lady Gaga or a lot of these people who are extraordinarily left, you wouldn't have assumed. I mean, I guess you would assume they do their show for promotion, but you're
Sure.
right. Like, he's sitting with Hillary Clinton and siding with her, where it's like, why don't you play the tapes of when Bill was getting impeached?
Yeah.
It's not even, there's not
Or,
even
or,
a,
or you know what he would have done? Like, sorry to interrupt you. If
no, you're
this
fine.
was Stern in the 90s, he would have gone through the Clinton kill list, because there's all
Yes.
these people who are around the family who coincidentally got killed, and be like, all right, did you murder this one? And she
Yeah.
would say no to all of them, but he would at least have her on the record. Did you murder this person? Did you murder
Yeah.
Vince Foster?
Yeah, when is Ghislaine getting murdered? When is,
Yeah.
like, just going through the list of 100 people? This plane went down mysteriously. Yeah, I absolutely see him doing that. And there's nothing left of that. Like, and you look at somebody like Norm Macdonald, who sadly died last year. And he was somebody who he would go on The View in front of this very same
Oh,
people
yeah.
and be like, yeah, Bill Clinton, he's a murderer. And they're like, you can't just say that. And he's like, no, but he killed a guy.
But it's
Everybody
very
knows he
known
killed.
that he's a murderer.
Yeah, everybody's aware that he's a murderer, and they're like, "No, you can't just say that and accuse somebody." He's like, "Oh no, it's not an accusation. I mean, he killed a guy, right? Everybody knows that." So you still had that. Like, he never got rid of that edge or that part. He was
But
still
you're
who he was.
forgetting there was one part during that view, and I have a screen cap of it.
Yeah,
Star Jones, who was at her heaviest, goes, "You just got audited." And she cracks herself up, and the face she makes is so crazy. Please, everyone, go find this clip. It's just like one of the more insane daytime things that's ever happened. But yeah, to your point, it's just like the whole. And I say this as a troll, like my shtick is when I go on these shows, I want the host to be scared, even though I know I'm not going to do anything that's going to put them in a bad spot, because that's not fair to them.
when I think that's what Stern was the master of, and growing up on it and watching the E show was always, again, like you said, that discomfort. It wasn't for us, like, of course, you don't mind, like, the porn stars and everything when you're
Right.
that age, but we didn't watch it for that. That wasn't what we thought was we really did just watch it because we thought it was really funny. Me and a group of other kids just getting high and watching a show that we loved, and it's just absolutely, I don't know. It just I would have retired kind of a legend instead of turned into what just looks like a corporate shill. And I understand that's where money has to come from, but at this point, with what the corporations are doing, with what pharmaceutical companies are doing with all the confusion going on. I think taking these firm stances like that on a show that big that goes against the grain of everything that you helped create
Yeah.
makes 0 sense.
Yeah.